We have a question from Adam, okay? It's a very quick, short question, and it could take the rest of our lives to answer it. Do you think auto-regulation is used as the lazy way out for most people? Don't most human beings take the path of least resistance? So there is a belief by many, and Adam's reflecting this. It's a little different than what Joe Weider used to call instinctive training. And, he probably just pulled that out of his ear. Auto-regulation is this idea that you kind of come into the gym, the workout setting, and you just do a quick check-in. And there's some really interesting ways of doing it. My friend Josh showed me one. I think we all, at some level, auto-regulate. Just last Friday, I had a problem with I lost all my professional emails. We're talking 14, 15 years of emails. And it really threw me off, and it happened just before I got into the gym. So it really impacted my workout. But you'll notice what I just said. I still did it, but I cut back on a few things because my mind was someplace else. I say this all the time, and people think I'm joking, but the day you break up, the morning, the workout right after, you just broke up with your girlfriend, 10 minutes before the workout session, might not be a good day to do the Olympic lifts, might be a great day to deadlift. But when you're emotionally kind of hit, it might be hard to do a complex movement like the Olympic lifts, though it's relatively simple, but still, if you know what I'm talking about, okay? I always joke, if you have a terrible case of diarrhea, I'm not spotting you that day in the back squat, okay? And we all laugh, ha, 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 ha. But, I just say that out loud, and probably most of the audience just went, yeah, that makes sense to me too. So I guess that's the key, is what makes sense to you, all right? I think a mistake a lot of us make is that we put something, we use a word like auto-regulation and make it sound very mystical and, oh man, what are those guys doing? They're doing auto-regulation. But really, I guarantee most of my audience, and hats off to all of you, because I hope all of you train at some level, probably understand that there are days, like that great poem about Noah. There are days, Lord, there are days. There are days where this isn't a good idea. Maybe I'll come back and do this another time. Now, the cliche time, having said that, there is a tendency for people to soften as programs go on. Since I first started writing articles, I've said the following phrase many times. If you start off your workouts with the front squat, generally you're going to have a pretty good workout. To me, there's a fine term. It's about 20, 30 years old from what I understand it. So to get $1 million, you have to eat a plate of really ugly frogs. Or toads, okay? Toads are, I guess, uglier. I don't know. So which toad do you pick? You eat the biggest, ugliest toad first. So for me, now I like front squats, but for me, the way I'm built in my workouts, front squats are my big toad. So no matter how I feel, after I get my front squats done, the rest of the workout's kind of fun. In fact, that is exactly what happened in the gym today. So there is true auto-regulation. And that's when you logically look at what's going on in your life and say, yeah, maybe it's not a good day to snatch. It's not a good day to squat. If your elbow is killing you, it's not a good day to do those exercises that really rip on your elbow. And then on the other hand, as you're winding your way through a tough diet or a tough exercise program, and it says you have to do something hard today, I think you should do it. I remember doing the original Soviet squat program. And I've told this story before. The workout called for 6 sets of 6 with 320 pounds, 145 kilos, 6 sets of 6, 145 kilos, 320 pounds. And I racked the first set. And I had this look on my face. And the guy training with me, Mark, said, "What's the matter?" And I said, "I have to do that 5 more times." And it was one of the hardest gym workouts I've ever had. 6 sets of 6, 320 in the front squat is a lot of work. But that's what the program called for that day. A couple days later, it was 5 sets of 5. A couple days later, it was 4 sets of 4, 3 sets of 3, 2 sets of 2. And it was hard, but I got through it. So if you don't mind, and I'm not trying to be hard to follow, Adam, there are 2 sides. There's this logical, obvious side. Some days, do a little emotional, physical life check-in and maybe move a few things around, or maybe I'll come back and do this another time. Or, I'm so glad I made it to the gym and I'm going to applaud myself for just walking in the door. We've all had that day. On the other hand, you also have to sometimes stick with the script. Stay with what you said you're going to do. I think an intelligent person can keep those 2 concepts in their head and be very happy. I'm sure there's going to be a listener or 2 out there who will be like, "Well, you just do the workout." Well, that's great to say that, and it's great to shake that fist. But I've been lifting weights since 1965, and I got to tell you, I've had some bad days. And I have trained hard on bad days, and that's generally where I end up breaking things, hurting things, and just digging the hole and not really making progress. Fun question, Adam. Really interesting. Thank you.